Greetings, pals and gals of the YouTube world. It's your boy, the Wolfgamer25, and we are back once again for another riveting episode of Figure Friday. That's right, folks. It's time for that special time of the year. You know, the time where we talk about figures and stuff like with me and stuff. You know, I'm just playing, folks. But I would very much like to say first, before we begin, massive shout out to my 45th subscriber. You know who you are, and I hope that you're watching, or if not, I do hope that you do watch. And I want to say thank you for joining the Wolfgamer team, and I do hope that you all had an awesome day. I do hope that you all are having an even better evening right now. I hope that you guys are keeping your heads up, keeping on, because just know that you are awesome, and without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep this channel thriving, and of course surviving. But also, I do hope that you guys had a good day today, and if you guys had work today, I hope you crushed it at work, and just know that I'm pulling for you, and you're the best. But anyways, for tonight's stream, we will be taking sort of I'm not going to say a walk in two different directions, but they're going to be similar directions, but they're going to be ones that they kind of meet in the middle, if you will. And of course, I'll explain why, and of course, who's going to be introducing, and of course, where they're coming from. Today, we will be taking a walk in two different worlds, one of course being the anime world, and of course, the gaming world. Now, why they are so similar, which I'm pretty sure you can probably guess why. Mainly because they share a lot of similarities, of course, mainly because a lot of animes have come based off of games, or even then games have come based off of animes. You know, that's why they coalition so very well. But for now, I do invite you, please sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a breath of relief. Also, if you haven't already, please do your boy a favor and go get something to drink, go get something to eat if you want to. As you know, it's just me, you, and the figures of today. Please go ahead. I'll give you a few minutes. Meantime, you know, get me a little swig of this swig here. Oh yeah. Also, as you can see, rocking this nice little Kakashi piece that I picked up today. Which, of course, you know, Kakashi coming from the Naruto world. But I don't want to get into that. You know, we're not going to get into Kakashi today. Sorry, Kakashi, but we're not getting into you today. We're getting into things that are... how can I put this? Better! No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, and welcome back. If you're just coming back and getting something to eat, getting something to drink, or if you've already done so, I hope you guys had an epic meal, and I hope you're all doing well. But anyways, why don't we just get down to the nitty-gritty, huh? Why don't we get down to the reason why you're all here today? So for today, we will be introducing two statues and, of course, one figure. Now, we'll go ahead and start with the figure. This particular individual is hailing from sort of an anime, but also a cartoon. Now, the reason I say that is because it classifies as an anime because it started out in Japan, and it was, like I said, it's a lot like the Power Rangers and the Super Sentai, because if it wasn't for the Super Sentai, then the Power Rangers wouldn't come into play. You see where I'm going with this? Because this particular individual, he does hail from a computer-generated world known as the digital world. Now, which I'm pretty sure you can probably guess where I'm going with this. That's right, folks. Today we're going to take a walk into the world of Digimon, digital monsters. Now, Digimon, of course, is, as I said just there, is short for digital monsters. Now, the story revolves around 7 individual children. The first 7, if you will. There is an 8th, but I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who have not seen it. I'm going to just stick to the original 7. You know, they started the whole story, and I figured that later on down the line, I will talk more about it whenever I can procure more merchandise and more info about them. I mean, I know enough about them, about who they are, where they come from, and everything, but I don't want to spoil nothing. So, as I said, it revolves around 7 children who are basically plucked. I'm not going to say kidnapped, but they were basically teleported, plucked, and taken to, I'm not going to say they were kidnapped, but they were basically taken from their home, which of course I believe was in central Japan, rural Japan, but I can't give you guys an exact city because they're all hailing from different parts of the country of Japan itself. Now, like I said, they were teleported to the place called the digital world, which of course was inhabited by creatures that were called Digimon. Now, what makes them so in particular and so different from everyone else is the fact that with every one of these children, they were basically given a small companion to go with them, which of course their own Digimon. Now, the one we're talking about today is one of the main protagonist type Digimon because he sticks with one of the main protagonist type kids, which of course known as the Digi-Destined. Now, the prophecy basically is 7 children who were 7 Digi-Destined were basically brought to the digital world to bring peace to the digital world. Now, the reason I say that is because it seems like their world, the digital world's always in peril because it's always got threats. Now, the only thing is that the threats are ever changing. Now, I'm not gonna handpick which threat was the worst because to me they were all bad. Which of course we're gonna get to the threat level, which of course brought this particular individual out. Which of course being a particular Digimon with a little that basically I'm gonna say he kind of sucked the most because he was known as a vampire-like Digimon. His name Myotismon. Now, like all evil beings in the digital universe, their goal is to basically take over, make the world their own, and basically be a dictator, if you will. Now, this one in particular, he wanted to not only take over the digital world, but he wanted to take over the real world too. Now, which of course, that particular event, if you will, sorry, it took me a while right there. I got to dig deep on this one, mainly because this was also one of my childhood favorites. My apologies. It was also one of my childhood favorites because I remember sitting in front of that big TV yet again, had a bowl of cereal right there on my lap, and then bam, next thing you know, this show comes on, which was Digimon. Now, this dude, he does come with some extraordinary abilities. He is of the highest level, which of course around that time, which was the original Digimon, he was rocking the highest level of Digivolution, which of course is the Mega level. Now, why don't I just stop rambling and say who I'm talking about here? This dude, he hails from one of the original Digimon, which of course was Agumon, but with just the right push, he was able to warp Digivolve, which of course, warp Digivolving is when you can go straight from, is when you get basically pushed over the line to go from rookie level straight up to Mega level. And this in particular guy, Agumon, he was able to do so, and in doing so with great rewards. And in doing so, he became from Agumon to War Greymon. Now keep in mind, folks, this is the special SH Figure Arts collectible, which I found. It's fully posable. I love the fact that they got his armor, his detailing just right, and of course his eye color as well. And of course they got this shield on the back right here, which of course he's rocking what's called the Crest of Courage. Now, the reason it's called the Crest of Courage is, as I said, that kind of goes back to the main protagonist kid. Because, well, the whole group of them are the main protagonist kids, but this one in particular, if it wasn't for, you know, his, basically, it's kind of like the connection between human and companion, if you will, because if it wasn't for the human's courage, the companion wouldn't have been able to rise to the occasion and basically ascend into the Mega level, which of course is the highest. Yeah. And with the great power which is given to him, which of course comes great abilities. 2 of them I know in particular are Terra Force and Mega Claw. Terra Force, to me, I used to call it the Spirit Bomb of Digimon, mainly because basically what he would do is just gather energy, and of course all he had to do was just open his hands and he would just have basically a portable sun right there, which of course he would use when combined with the Mega Claw Sorry about the spoilers. But he does, in fact, use it to defeat Venomiotismon. Venomiotismon, of course, is a much higher level than Myotismon. I'm sorry about that. I meant to include a little detail. Please forgive me. But, anyways. And, that crest on the back, that also can be used as an ability, which is called the Great Shield. So why don't I just give you guys one last look at him. Let you guys have a lookie. I'll give you a 360 or top to bottom. Guy's little his big feet right there, which he used to basically rock the earth. And this, honestly, this was my favorite Digivolution because I felt the armor, it just stood out so much. The coloring was awesome, and the fact that, you know, he was able to rise to the occasion when, of course, palling and helping out with the other Digimon and the other Digidestined, they come together. They all come together to defeat the greater threat. Which, of course, in the case of Myotismon, in the beginning, it wasn't so much as a threat, but whenever Myotismon was able to ascend into his Mega Evolution, that's when old War Greymon had to step up and do what was necessary. Which, of course, I'm rambling about that. We'll get into that some other time. So, moving on. Why don't we just bring up the next one individual? Now, this one in particular, sorry, let me run that back. This individual here, he comes straight out of the gaming universe. Now, they did come with 5 games made of the same one. Of course, the story changes with every time, but this one was the most successful, most profitable, mainly because of what the character brought to the game, what dynamic was given, the character, the color, and of course the abilities. So why don't we just get to the nitty-gritty? Now, most people know this particular individual as the Last Dragonborn, but me, I like to call it the Dovahkiin. But there's a twist on this one here that you're looking at. It's actually a Dovahqueen. Yes, it's true. A female Dovahkiin, which of course there's nothing wrong with that, really. What I love the fact about this particular game, which of course is the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, is because it gives you the option, you know, to create your own character, male, female. You can basically, probably one of the biggest RPGs I've ever been in my life. I probably put in like well over 60 hours when I first started playing. But there's just so much to do in this game, so many places to explore, so many abilities to explore also, due to the fact that you have a miles range worth of weaponry, due to you can do sword and shield, you can dual wield, you can use hammers, you can use spears if you wanted to. It's just, there's so much dynamic between the game, between the story, between the characters. But also some interesting facts about Miss Dovahkiin here. She, they do, as I said, the ability to handle all the elements. That includes fire, water, ice, I believe, and I don't think earth is any of them, but I do believe he does have a wind ability, but it's also known as one of his most powerful abilities, which of course, I call it the Dragon Roar, but everyone also calls it the Fus Roda. You know, Fus Roda! But I don't want to scare you guys. I apologize about that. Basically what that is, it's, like I said, it's the Dragon's Roar, which of course, it enables the user to basically, as I said, use the air around you to gather energy and turn it into a blow, if you will. In some cases, some instances, whenever it reaches its peak, it has been known to be fatal. It's also able to weaken dragons, of course, to where the Dovahkiin is able to get in there to strike that final kill. And, of course, take the dragon's head and the armor, and even the scales, if you wanted to be able to make it out of the armor, to make it the armor for the Dovahkiin. My apologies, folks. My apologies. Anyways, why don't I give you guys one last look at her. Now, this is a Think Geek special that I found. I love the fact that they gave her twin swords that she's able to dual wield. Now, if you look closely, she is standing on, I'm going to say, what looks like a cliff face. And of course, this here, I'm going to say that is a dragon tail. Yes, it's true. Now, with the dragon's roar, she's also able to, like, I believe she can tame dragons also, but when it's tweaked, if you will, yeah, she can definitely tame a dragon too. She can, if I remember right, they can even ride a dragon. The Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin! Dovahkiin! No, no, don't do it. If I start, I'll never stop. So, I decided to save the best for last. This particular lady, she does hail from the Naruto world, but at the same time, she's one of my many favorite anime females in all of anime. Now that's a very VIP list, if you will, because I have to narrow it down to about 5. But I'm not gonna talk about them because I don't want any more feelings to get hurt. So why don't we just get to the lady of the hour, huh? Now then, just no, easy. Get that off. As I said, this lady is hailing from the Naruto world. She is the former heiress of the Leaf Clan, and of course the Hyuga clan. So I figure I'll just skip the formalities and get to this. Hinata Hyuga, ladies and gents, that's right, folks, the Byakugan princess, and of course founder of her own jutsu. If I remember right, it was I believe it was the twin wolf fists, which of course, you know, both of her hands are able to catch a blue flame, and of course in the shape of a couple of wolves, and that is one of her more devastating attacks. And of course, you know, her love interest being Naruto Uzumaki, which of course, you know, he's too dumb to even realize it, but hey, I don't hate it, you know, honestly. Now, what I think the most distinguishing fact about her is right there, her eyes. I think that they stand out the most because that's also one of her abilities. See there? And of course, you know, she's got that cute little smile going on. I ain't gonna lie. But I know the fact that if not for the twin wolves attack that then I know for a fact also she created that attack all on her own. It was her own ability. She came up with it herself, and that was one of the many things that makes her most deadly. And she is one of those like overly shy ladies, but she does in the end. Wait a minute, let me just pull a timeout here. I want to say spoilers are about to happen right now. For anybody who hasn't seen it, Miss Hyuga here does end up marrying Naruto Uzumaki. I'm sorry, there it is, but the spoiler's out there, so please don't hate me. But it's not like anybody else is upset because she chose Naruto. Oh, sorry. I saw the little green right behind me. Sorry, whenever I was doing that. But anyways, I know that she does have a ninja rank, if you will. She is in part 1 of the Naruto universe. She's a genin, and if I remember right, in part 2, she was what's known as a chunin. But pardon me. I don't want to really get into that much as I can, because if I do, we're probably going to be here all night, folks. Now, I know I said it had all night, but hey, we do. But at the same time, I don't want to keep you guys up all night because, hey, as I said, your health is what matters the most to me. I want you guys to be able to sleep. I want you guys to be able to take care of yourselves and, of course, be able to have fun in the process for the next day. Because that way you wake up, hey, you're happy. You have to be, right? But anyways, before I go, I also want to give a small... well, 2 things actually. As I said, I promised an embarrassing fact about me. Now, I say that Miss Hinata here is one of my top 5 anime ladies, but here's an embarrassing fact, folks. I haven't seen 1 episode of Naruto. Now, I know what you're thinking, but if you haven't seen 1 episode of Naruto, how can you say that she's one of your favorites? Well, you know, you don't really, basically, to me, it's just that you don't have to really see, you don't have to read a manga, you don't have to watch anime to recognize a truly, like, unique individual out of every anime. And to me, I think she is a very unique individual, you know. She's got one of her own styles, she's got devastating attacks, you know, she's got those really soft, kind of lavender purple eyes, and of course, a smile that distinguishes her the most. And of course, as I said, yes, she is overly shy, but she does in turn get what she wants, which of course is the man of her dreams, because I know that she's been following him for a long time. But that's another thing that's best reserved for another time. And also, quick update on the contest. I also meant to add this in there. If for you guys who are entering, if you could please do me a favor and in the comments section where the contest is being held, if you could please just do me a small favor, go back in there and edit your choices. Please, if you want, you can put in parentheses if you want to, or special little symbols next to your answer, just to help me distinguish the fact that whoever wins, I'm going to be picking 5 individuals, but at the same time, if I get more than 5, then I'll probably up the ante a little bit and choose 2 winners. There's going to be a PlayStation card and an Xbox card. Now, please, as I said, go back into that video and edit your comment and add either PlayStation or Xbox on your comment. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And if you like, feel free to hit that follow button right there. I would very much like to say thank you for joining me tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the Figure Friday. And do remember, don't forget to enter the contest, which is going to be posted here. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, and stay awesome, huh? Peace.